Emma.
My name is Emma Varlas. I go to Saurita High School, and the Green Valley Valle Verde Club sponsored me.
What grade are you in, Emma?
I'm a senior.
Ah, all right. David.
Hi, my name is David Zaragoza. I go to Gila Ridge High School in Yuma, Arizona. I'm a senior, and the Yuma Foothills Rotary Club sponsored me for this competition.
Great. Thank you, David. Ella.
Hi, my name is Ella Badinger. I go to Palo Verde High School in Tucson. I'm a junior, and the Pantano Rotary Club sponsored me.
Jesse.
Hi, my name is Jesse Lopez. I go to Rio Rico High School, and the Rio Rico Rotary Club sponsored me.
Lex.
Hi, I'm Lex Winograd. I go to Casa Grande Union High School. I'm a senior there, and the Casa Grande Daybreak Rotary Club sponsored me.
Thank you, Lex. And Hannah.
Hello, I'm Hannah Lemming. I'm a senior at Buena High School, and the Sierra Vista Rotary Club sponsored me.
Thank you. Now, as we get started here, I'm going to tell you, I'm glad I wasn't a judge. Let me tell you that right now. This was an extremely close competition, you guys. You are all to be commended. And if I get a little choked up, it's just because I'm a retired teacher. And it always does this old retired teacher's heart good to see the wonderful young people and youth that we have in our communities. You know, see, I'm doing it right now. But I will tell you, the judges said this was a toughie. And it was very, very close. But you are all to be commended. I will be sending a certificate and a 4-way test, you can't coin, to each of you, all right? To show that you participated and to say thank you. And unfortunately, you know, we have 3 places. And I'm going to start, and I'll go from 3rd to 1st. And our 3rd place, and our winners of course will receive a 4-way test plaque, the certificate, and their check. So our 3rd place this morning is Lex Winograd? Lex, congratulations. I know it was hard, Lex, and for 2 of you came in early and had to hurry up, and we appreciate, 3 of you did actually. We appreciate it. So Lex will receive her plaque, her certificate, and a check for $250.
Thank you.
Our 2nd place is Hannah Lemming. Hannah will receive a check for $500 and her plaque. And our 1st place winner this morning is David Zaragoza. David will receive his plaque and a check for $1,000. Now, as I said, we are talking 1 to 2 points between across the board. It was that close, you guys. You all were super. You are to be commended for tackling this. And all of you be very, very proud of yourselves. If you are not a senior and you didn't place 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, you have the opportunity to try again next year. So you have another opportunity. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Miss Haddock. How are you doing today?
I am doing very well. How are you doing this morning?
Doing great. Had a great breakfast. Got a lot of sleep last night, so I'm feeling fine. Living in truth is an ideal that many people aspire to, but few people ever really put into practice in their life. I have found that whenever I live in truth, my interactions with other people, especially with my family, are better off for them. I find that we make many more memories and enjoy our company a lot more than we would if we were just living. Yet living in truth is very difficult to do these days because we often depend on the assumption that what we hear is true whenever we want to find out what is happening, not only in our nation, but in our world. Truth is the key to being informed, to making the right decisions for oneself, one's community, and one's country. Yet when the rivers of truth often flow from only a few sources, it becomes that much more difficult to really believe that what you are hearing and what you are seeing is what you should be believing. How are we to be sure that the truth the news shares, the truth that we hear is actually the truth and not their truth? Because keep in mind, most of the news we hear is often from only a few sources, from media conglomerates, from corporations that have their own interests in mind. And one can't be sure unless they take action to secure the truth for themselves, for their family, for their community, and for their country. With that in mind, I wonder if the Rotary four-way test were to be applied to the news media, what could happen? What opportunities could there be? And I realized if the truth were to be shared, not just by a few rivers of truth, but by many, our nation and our world would be so much better off. Not only would our people, our citizens, engage in different viewpoints, but they would just hear the plain, cold, hard facts that make up the truth. Not just from a few people, but from many, because there is wisdom in the counsel of many. Not only that, but they would be able to make decisions for themselves that would reflect the realities of this world rather than a political lens from one side or the other. They would be able to make decisions that can benefit them while also not harming others. They will be able to do this because the truth would set them free. With that in mind, I wonder how one can apply fairness in today's world. Because fairness, even though it's appreciated by all, is something that's very rarely agreed upon by different parties. Even between brothers, there are many disagreements over matters large and small, and I can testify to this for a fact. Yet, when one throws in different circumstances, different factors, such as ethnicities, religions, nationalities, even socioeconomic status, that are different from one person to the next, what you get is a powder keg 2 feet away from a lit flame, just waiting to be blown up. So fairness, even though it is an ideal that all appreciate in name, it's not one that all can agree upon in practice. But when someone is stopped by the police, when someone is denied a job, when someone is left out from events, not because they weren't qualified to do so, but because of some extenuating circumstance, such as what they look like, such as, where they might come from, then fairness is not put into practice. But if fairness were to be put into practice without any regard for, where someone is from, what they might do in some circumstances, what they look like, our nation and our world would be much better off. Because not only would we be able to truly say, we have no concern for where you're from, we're just looking for the best person available. We would be able to include so many more perspectives. We would be able to do so much more if only we applied fairness to every situation. Now, keeping in mind building goodwill and better friendships. Those two tasks are often difficult to do, but their rewards are so much, they're worth the effort. They're worth so much more than the work one puts in for such things. And to be quite frank, building goodwill and better friendships is something that must be done. Because oftentimes we hear that it is the weak who should serve the strong and those with less who should give to those with more. Yet we must do well to remember that it is the meek who will inherit the earth and not the proud and the mighty. So when the rich think, you know what, the poor can go live their own lives, will have no part in this, they fail to remember that it is the poor who are the backbone, not just of our nation, but of our world. That if the poor fall, then the rest of us will often find ourselves in a much more difficult situation. Who will do the labor in the fields? Who's going to take care of automation? Who's going to take care of spending money, their disposable income, so that our economies can be propped up? As a result, the rich must realize that knowledge and resources are not like beans, where if you share one too many, you run out, but like a candle flame, where if you share with one other person, their light will shine as well, and they will reciprocate what you have shared with them. And if the rich remember this and do kind, not only to one another, but to those with less, they will reap what they have sown, and the poor will prosper just as they should. With that in mind, one must remember that fairness, that truth, and that building goodwill and better friendships are each a different step on the path to building a future beneficial to all concerned, and that their actions would be those that reflect the circumstances they have gone through and the circumstances that others less fortunate than them have gone through. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Can just kind of relax. Well, our next participant is Hannah Lemming. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes.
Thank you. And Hannah, when you are ready, you begin.
The Rotary four-way test is about developing and presenting good character. It asks these 4 questions. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? By asking these 4 questions and working towards being able to answer yes to all of them, we become better people and show others that we are improving. These visible changes are what truly propel people through life. When others see that we live by the virtues set by the Rotary four-way test, they learn to trust and believe in us. We can make an impression on them and teach them to give us more opportunities and responsibilities. I'd like to explore the meanings and implications of these questions, as well as the ramifications of living by them. The first question asks, is it the truth? We've all heard the famous phrase, honesty is the best policy. It's something drilled into children's heads, that the truth is always the best answer, even if it is the scariest one. As we grow up, though, it seems like we lose sight of that a little. After all, who wants to tell their best friend that their new haircut is a total disaster, or tell their boss that their perfume is nauseating? There is a balance we have to find. We have to be truthful while still trying to build better friendships and being fair. This means being gentle and careful with our truth. We need to phrase it in ways that encourage rather than patronize. When we master this part of the Rotary four-way test, we become trustworthy individuals. Trust comes with a lot of responsibility. That's where the opportunities arise. When we prove that we can tell the truth, even when it's hard, we can be given greater opportunities than we previously hoped for. Sometimes small, like earning an allowance. Sometimes large, like getting a promotion, but always significant. The next question asks, is it fair to all concerned? Fairness can be a difficult concept to understand, especially when we're young. Children are rather fond of switching up what it means to favor themselves. One day, being fair means that they should get the same cool toy that their friend Johnny has. The next day, it means that they should go to the front of the lunch line because they're the hungriest. This is a classic case of equality versus fairness that permeates our society. A relatively popular teaching tool is a divided image. One half shows 3 people of varying heights trying to watch a game of baseball from outside of a fence, each one with a single identical box to stand on. The shortest of the 3 can't see the game at all, while the tallest has a completely unimpaired view. The one in the middle can just barely see over the fence. This side is labeled equality. The other side shows the same 3 people, but each one has the exact amount of boxes needed for them to be able to see the game. This side is labeled equity or fairness. Being fair isn't treating everyone the exact same way. It's being sensitive to people's individuality and backgrounds while interacting with them. When we prove that we can respect people's personalities and prove that we can work with them and provide all the help that is necessary for them, we can be allowed to branch out and work with more people, thus more opportunities. The third question asks, will it build goodwill and better friendships? To build goodwill is to foster feelings of helpfulness and cooperation, and to inspire those feelings in others. This in itself will build better friendships. Goodwill includes not just the large acts of charity, but also the small, almost negligible acts of kindness, such as holding the door open for a stranger or wishing a coworker a good morning. These small things can make such a large impact, not just on a person's life, but on their perception as well. We can prove ourselves to be kind and courteous, helpful and humble, the kind of person that supervisors not only know they can trust, but want to trust with further responsibility. The final question asks, will it be beneficial to all concerned? This is perhaps the most important of the 4 questions because it encompasses all of the other virtues: fairness, truth, kindness, and goodwill. When we seek only to help others, we do the most good. We can make an impression on them and convince them to lead better lives and help more people themselves. Those new people then do the same. It's a cycle. By putting others before ourselves, we make the world a brighter place. And this brightness isn't just for others to enjoy, we benefit as well. In a world where more people are kind, where more people put others before themselves, we can more easily move forward. We make a world where everyone, including ourselves, gets their chance to find their place. Impressions are what matter, and the Rotary 4-way test is all about making the best impression possible, but it goes beyond that. By following the virtues put forth by the Rotary 4-way test, we don't merely put up a facade of someone to trust with responsibilities. We truly become worthy of those opportunities, and we can then use those opportunities to help not just ourselves, but the world around us as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Han. Good morning, Lex.
Hello.
Thank you for being able to get on so early. We appreciate it. When you are ready, you may start.
I'd like you to think to yourself for a moment about the following question. What can you, or I, or anyone do to ensure that we are good and fair people? It's a tough question, as sometimes it can feel like a struggle to maintain the image of a good person, kind, selfless, helpful, and honest in all aspects of life. It's often far easier to act or speak without thinking of consequences and how our reputation or those around us may be affected. Good morning. My name is Lex Winograd, and I want to consider myself a moral and kind person. But like everyone, I sometimes struggle with ensuring that my actions and beliefs support this. The philosophy I have come to adopt for my own behavior is this: to be a good person, one must seek to improve the lives of those close to them through offering their kindness and support. And if possible, do the same on a larger scale. The Rotary Club provides opportunities for individuals with philosophies similar to my own to offer their support and service to those in need. Rotary members volunteer their time and talent to identify and serve needs in communities all over the world. One of the tools that helps guide the efforts of the Rotary Clubs is the 4-way test. The test reads as follows. Number 1, is it the truth? Number 2, is it fair to all concerned? Number 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Number 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? In a mere 24 words, the 4-way test provides a practical and effective decision-making guide that also encourages the strengthening of personal relationships. In citing the truth, the test opens the opportunity to consider whether your own actions and words support truth. The anonymity of internet culture allows for users to adopt personas or share information that do not always promote truthfulness. In the worlds of business and politics, it is all too common for members to share false information in a hunt for personal gain. Now, more than ever, facts and opinions masquerading as facts can be mixed up due to how easily misinformation can be shared with large amounts of people. The four-way test provides an opportunity to consider whether you are contributing to the spread of misinformation. On a personal level, aligning yourself with truthfulness is a good way to show others that you are trustworthy. This can open up opportunities in the business world where businesses value honesty and seek to hire and promote those who align with their values. In citing fairness, the test opens the opportunity to determine whether behavior is fair to all parties involved. It connects back to the first of the four tests, as truth and fairness go hand in hand. After all, truth cannot be truth without being fair, as truth is impartial and doesn't show favoritism. In citing fairness, the four-way test encourages you to consider, would sharing this thought be fair to everyone involved? Would it be demeaning or display unfair personal bias? This trait is especially important in the professional world as employers seek out leaders who can be trusted to treat others fairly. On a larger scale, striving for fairness opens the opportunity to address unequal opportunities that are present in the world. Poverty, disease, addiction, and famine are all instances where those affected do not have access to the same opportunities as others. In this case, the lack of fairness directly leads to suffering and a generational divide between those given opportunities to succeed and thrive and those who are not. In this quest for fairness, service as a means of helping others is essential. And through service and efforts to alleviate hardships in both communities and even on a national or global scale, the world is actively made a better place. Through this quest for fair and just opportunities for all, perhaps one day we as the human race may come to eliminate factors that contribute to unequal opportunities like poverty, disease, and famine. The third and fourth tests encourage the creation and fostering of strong relationships. Strong personal relationships create a sense of belonging and strengthen the bonds between people. And strong professional relationships encourage hard work and lead to more opportunities in the workplace. In its encouragement of building goodwill, the four-way test opens the opportunity to create positive change in both individual lives and communities as a whole. When people are concerned not with personal greed or interests, but with the overall well-being of their community, country, or the world itself, opportunities to create positive change for everyone arise. This desire for the goodwill of all directly leads into the fourth test. Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Looking at the current state of our nation, where it can sometimes feel like empathy and kindness are largely overlooked in favor of attempts at personal gain or greed, can be disheartening. Now, more than ever, it is essential that we, as the human race, once more adopt the desire to help everyone, especially those in need. The four-way test is not a solution to all the world's problems, not even your own, but letting its words guide you will lead to a richer, happier life, with opportunities to improve both your own life and the lives of those around you. If all of us could set aside our own differences and biases to adopt the standards of the four-way test, perhaps we, as a world, could finally unite to create a better world for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Lex. You can now take a deep breath. Governor Diane, you want to say anything?
Thank you, Deb. First of all, this is one of my favorite events. Every year, I look forward to this event. I want to thank every one of you for what you did, taking your Saturday, but also listening to what you were saying. It just blew me away. But again, this was totally amazing. Thank you.
And I have one more thank you. I would like to thank our three judges, Anita McDonald, who is our district governor nominee from the Catalina Club, Allie Bear, who is a member of the Sunrise Rotary Club, and Mark Snow, who is the district governor-elect nominee from the Oro Valley.
You're close.
Nominee designate.
You were close.
He's got a couple of years to go. I always get that mixed up. Who is with your Oro Valley Club? I would like to thank Buck Crouch, who is a member of the Keno Club, who took care of totaling the scores for us this morning. and Hank Huskins, who is our district governor-elect, for being with us this morning, and all of the club sponsors and contacts. And again, I cannot say enough what a fabulous job all of you did, and you all need to be very proud of yourselves.
And Deb, we can't forget to tell them this was a first.
This was the very first virtual speech contest. And thank you to District Governor Diane, who is the techie among us, for helping get this all together. So I will be in contact with the club contacts as to where you want me to send this stuff for the students. And everybody have a wonderful Saturday.
Thanks, Deb. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Deb.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations. Great job.
Thank you for giving us hope.
Oh,
Thank you.
no, thank you guys for giving us hope.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for giving us hope.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.